Hi, Nick. Okay. Now we're live. All right.
All right.
How are you doing? So it's going to be my guest,
Hello.
Len, and Nick.
Hi, I'm Nick Lenz from the channel Nick Lenz.
Yep.
Review anime, comics, and manga.
Yep. Sorry for the way stuff, but YouTube bullshit algorithm. So we're talking about kind of doing Nick Cockney. We are going to name the Nick Cockney, but due to YouTube acting bullshit, I had to change the title of the discussion. So we'll probably come in and hold the place. So, gentlemen, where do we start here to play this?
Well, we could probably start with how it connects with Doomsday Clock.
Yeah.
And I've been rereading it over and over to see why, because nobody's actually talking about it, because it's getting a lot of negative reviews all over Twitter, with Tom King getting bashed and people getting upset of the finale. On issue 4 of Heroes in Crisis, I noticed about the protest and Superman and having a conference about it. The same thing happened in Doomsday Clock of the Superman theory.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Doomsday Clock issue 4 or 5.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I know that one of the covers of Heroes in Crisis did receive a lot of backlash.
Oh, it was the Poison Ivy one.
Yeah. I didn't actually hear about this because I agree with the criticism, basically, of thinking that they were going to kill off Poison Ivy, which that would have been a terrible idea because of how popular she is.
They did, though, kill her off.
Yeah, they did kill her off. But then
she was reborn on issue 9.
Yeah, she came back as sort of a human, like a little bit different, per se, where she's basically a human plant, like different than what she was before.
Yeah.
Where she doesn't have the pink, and she's back with the green skin again. I mean, she hasn't had that since the first arc of Batman: The Dark Knight. Remember that awful arc that started off that series? Or like have the one face, and that was the last time she officially had the green skin.
I guess what they were trying to do is the Gotham route, where she dies and gets reborn.
Something like that.
Yeah, like an evolution of a plant,
Yeah.
But I gotta admit it, like I wasn't like everybody else that overreacted towards what happened to Wally West.
I was pissed off at that.
Because I learned to like understand, okay, this is a person who is a fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, Tiv. I know you were gonna be upset by it because I know how much a big Wally West fan you are.
Yeah, I was pissed off.
Unlike you, I didn't when I first started reading DC Comics 9 years ago. Barry Allen was back being the Flash. He had just come back like a year prior. This is like a year after Final Crisis in 20. It was late 2010. It was about a year before New 52 launched.
Yeah,
and he was the Flash at that point. And I have read the Wally West stories; they're really good. But I don't have the emotional connection to Wally West as the Flash like you do, Tibia.
Yeah, I grew up with Wally West. He was my Flash, and when I saw him dead, I was pissed off because what the hell have you done? Why kill Wally West? He was my.
Tibia, I actually talked to Clay Mann about you.
Ooh, what did he say?
Yeah, I told him that Heroes in Crisis made your worst comics of last year. And he actually obviously put out to the reason why. The death of Wally West.
That one of the reasons, yes. We got to pissed off about that. And they have an Arsenal. But
I think Tom King must have realized though killing off Wally was a mistake. So back at the end, but I thought it was odd that he was one responsible for the deaths. That didn't make any sense.
Well,
I can explain it. I can explain that of the deaths of everybody. Let's see what issue was. I think it was the last. It was issue 8, where Wally was explaining. Or was it issue 7? Wally was explaining.
Issue 8, not issue 8.
Okay. Wally was explaining how he saw all the videos, of all the heroes revealing their traumas, how they fault that he went back to the Speed Force when he was trying to get out.
Yeah.
Read issue 9 and issue 10.
Issue 10, there's a war, and so Document had involvement with the New 52. But he created the New 52.
Yeah, by
Yeah.
accident. By accident. He was trying to like, understand, I guess, humanity of Superman. The hero.
Yeah.
He's trying to understand what's so different from the Watchmen.
Yeah. And Jeff Johns has been teasing a fight between Dr. Manhattan and Superman for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, that might be interesting, but a fight between them would basically cause damage to space-time continuum because of how powerful both of them are.
What that
And plus, people are fearing that it's going to cause another reboot.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of similar to what happened in Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods when they had Goku and Beerus fight.
Yep.
Yeah.
Some ways you can kind of think Dr. Manhattan is like Beerus, and
No sense. I got lost. Why did time jump confusing? Right?
who knows why they had time jumps?
No, time travel.
Well, the reason why they had time travel is because Wally was trying to fix it. Like how,
But
the
that,
timeline created to where they're still alive.
but that
on
didn't make
another Earth.
But that didn't make any sense because we saw him die in a Darkseid Ward. They got killed off.
So we think, Tevia. This yet again, I'd say, they got killed off. Well, another writer could say, no, they really didn't. They really went out of. Let's just say they went out of their way to find a loophole to bring them in.
Or maybe
Okay,
Johnny went back in time because in that same issue, that wormhole opened up when Mr. John went back in time to make
Ultraman knew Superman, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That is true. So the time jump can happen.
So maybe this is the crime syndicate of John's Superman. The dad, and not the new 52.
Flashpoint.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that could actually happen. I mean,
So anyway, Tim Drake.
So I'm guessing from that.
I think he was opening the door, and he just let him in to that universe, or just reality was such crumbling down that pretty much he somehow opened a portal so he could just went in that
because I see it that because remember when he countered him when he told him to be a father.
Yeah,
be a father first. Quit being Batman. I think Bane's been watching him and figured out maybe this could be a good weakness against him to break him more.
Yeah.
Because if you recall the ending of issue 50, you see all the list of villains right there with him that have a unique
connection to Batman.
Connection with Batman.
Yeah, we have the Literal, we have
again, I think Thomas Wayne is just using them. I think he's just using Bane. And I think he'll and that's the whole thing of that whole theory, like him coming in, taking over Gotham, having Bruce take a break. And it's not the first time Bruce took a break and literally get back to his health because he's been sometimes you just need a break and
Yeah, like with the breaking in the back, he had a 6 months.
Yeah, Adriel take over.
And then during the Bloom story arc, he was Bruce Wayne without knowing he's Batman.
Yeah, Gordon take over.
Yeah.
And Dick Grayson literally become Batman in a short period of time. That's I think they would be personally. It would be a lot scary. I think if I were the villains for the Batman, I think I would be a lot scary of Bruce's daddy than fucking anyone else.
Basically Red Hood with a cape.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
that's about it.
The Good Knight.
He is a brutal, badass Batman, and I'm like, okay, dude, he's gonna practically really. I hope he doesn't become a villain. That's what I don't want. I really hope that he tells his son that I'll help you, but I will do
it my way.
What I need to do. Kind of like I'll be there for you, but I'm gonna.
How it's gonna end because we're gonna have Batman and Catwoman comic that takes place after the finale.
So they're gonna have a book together.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Tom King announced why he left. Here's why. He's gonna help with the New Gods movie.
I did hear about that. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's a good idea because he did an amazing job with the Mr. Miracle comics.
So this is very cool with the Amazing Wonderman thing that came out.
Yeah,
Not popular.
and he's working with Clayman again, like he did with Heroes in Crisis, with Batman and Catwoman, which takes place after City of Bane, and it's supposed to be like 12 issues miniseries.
So basically an epilogue, basically, of a time
Yeah.
when.
Yeah.
That is not a bad idea. In hindsight, that's
No, not because he was under contract. He's supposed to be, because his wish was to write up to at least 106 issues of Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah, which
But
I was
since
looking
bigger
forward
projects
to.
got in the way. Plus, bigger projects got in the way. They had to decrease it.
Yeah, and that too. But also, I was looking forward to that because there hasn't been no comic books in Marvel or DC has passed 100 issues. None.
Especially with the same writer.
Yeah, it's better the same writer.
Yeah, exactly too. So to me, that I was looking forward to. Like, oh, finally, maybe this will like open like a void that hasn't been happening for years. And also, I yet again, it is what it is. I mean,
Yeah.
85 issues is fine, but I'm like, just try to end it on a very high note.
Don't whip a note.
I just hope that 85 it just closes the door for Batman. Don't get a new writer. You know, do another title. No more Batman. We still got Detective Comics in the 1000.
And they're kind of on the right now.
Yeah, especially
Democracy.
yeah.
Yep.
Well, I always think he should do Superman and have Bendis do Batman. But yet again, I feel like
get somebody that hasn't had a shot yet. Like doing good right now. Bendis, I can see happy, but he's doing the Leviathan event.
Yeah, which is a 6-issue event book, which they're tying up to do Action Comics Superman, which would maybe because I don't know Bennett anyway knew about, but after the Superman.
Tell me, boy. Look, I know you don't like Bendis, but I'm like, I personally like the reason why I kind of want Bendis to take over Batman. And here's the reason why. Like, granted, I'm all for with the new writer. Like, he's either that or a new writer that hasn't done Batman. Either or, but I mean. I just think like Bendis does grounded characters a little bit better than superheroes characters like Superman, and characters like Iron Man, like to an extent. Even though I like the Iron Man book, but I'm just saying other books that I think he should do is like smaller characters, like or just street level characters. That's why I think he works level perfectly. That's not. But I mean, yet again, that's just my opinion. Even though I like the freaking Superman books because I haven't had a good Superman run since the fucking New 52 era. That's just it. That's just me.
The thing is how I see Bendis is not good dealing with
continuity.
Not only continuity, but more like a character like Batman, unstable. You know, thinking he has to get this done. Like I do see him good with Superman because it's like with the Iron Man stuff, like Edgar said, but. I don't see him handling Batman really well compared to Tom King opened up to. Like
I disagree with that. I disagree, but that's fine.
Because if you notice other comics, how Nightwing was doing good in the start, and then
Superstar doing great,
and then they got a new writer, and it was it was like up and down with it.
Yeah, and then he got shot in the head.
Yeah, and then with like Red Hood, like here's an example. Red Hood for New 52, people hate it.
I was like, yeah, I didn't like some of it. Like, I didn't like how they treated Starfire.
I did it for day one.
I of course you did. I personally felt like they needed a better, or they needed something better with that book, and it got fixed. I mean, hey,
you got to fix another writer who actually know what they were doing.
Yeah,
that's why I'm saying an example. If you get a writer like that's hated on like Bendis, you're not gonna get any sales off of it.
Yeah, it's gonna like tank.
I don't know. I maybe I just like Bendis too much, but I just want to see his run. I want to see what he would do for that character.
I mean, he could do like a resurrection of the Dark Knight. We haven't had a Dark Knight book since 52.
That is true. Dark Knight Blood, that they get canceled. Everything you would do. Actually, did one thing I think you do. Did one thing I think you could do. Commentary. I think do the question. Have like a question book.
That would be interesting.
Like I pay.
I don't like. Yeah. I mean, like, but yet again, like, there's one thing I don't want him to touch is that's the Flash.
Okay.
You know what he would do with the Flash. He would do time jumps. He would do time travel. Almost every fucking storyline. I mean, like, I kind of don't want that on his in my Bendis books. Like, I'm like, there's a list of characters I wouldn't mind him doing. It's just like a lot of them are very street level characters.
Yeah.
But yet again, like, he's that type of guy that likes to do his own little continuity and go forward. And even though he has done a good job on the Superman books in terms of continuity, where it takes place right after the events of the last runs, and just go forward with it. It's just like there's certain, but it's just like, let's just say, choices of young fan service.
Well, it's Young Justice.
Wait, he's doing Justice League?
No. Young Justice.
Oh yeah, Young Justice. Oh, that's a fucking.
Plus, he actually communicates with the other writers. I mean, look at the homage we got in the last Batman issue. How Tim is still in the gem world trying to, help out his team.
Yeah.
Robert called him like, "Hey, we need your help here."
But
at least he communicated, because that's what the flaw was with New 52. All the writers were not together.
Yeah, they weren't
saying what they're doing. That's why you see like a difference of story, development. That's why I don't want Bendis to touch Batman. Let him do Superman for a couple of years until he reaches maybe the 100 issues.
Yeah.
If he can.
I think he could do 100. I think maybe I'll give him 20. That is my opinion. Action Comics, that's a mind view in itself.
Yeah, and get somebody that can, understand the relationship of Batman with his family members.
Yeah.
Each element is different. Don't try to make them all the same.
Yeah.
Because that's what they're trying to do with Damian right now. They're trying to change him to where, just give him a love interest to make him more human, but no.
But then at the end,
it doesn't work.
Love interest. The problem with where they're going with fucking Damian is they're trying to figure out what he really fits.
Yeah.
I mean, are they going to make him be like Batman? Or they're trying to make him be like
Deathstroke?
That's like, yeah. I mean, like, where they're gonna go with him? What they're gonna do with him? Like, that's the big.
Yeah. I know one thing that they hinted that he might be the next Nightwing later on, because he does become Ra's al Ghul.
He does become Ra's al Ghul. That happened.
And is in continuity with the main universe of DC.
Yep. And John became Superman. Like my boy, he became Superman after Batman Beyond.
Yeah.
Hey, okay, hold on. Okay, so you're telling me they're gonna do it kind of like they Injustice did with Damian, where Damian's the new Nightwing?
Yeah.
Kind of.
They were hinting it in Nightwing Must Die story arc.
Oh yeah, they did hint to that, and also hinted to not Terminus contract.
Plus, John kind of changed him in a way in the Super Son story where he saw his future self.
Yep.
Because if you think about it, he's not going to become Batman right away, like the future is. He's going to become Batman before he became Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah, that's true. Because
the prototype suit that they had, messed with his mentality. He was starting to kill people, and Batman Bruce took it away from him, and then He-Man ran away.
And Tim Drake became Batman, and he actually went
through. That's the thing. I'm like, yet again, I'm like, I don't want him to become the Ra's al Ghul character, but yet again, that's just I kind of feel like.
Yeah.
But yet again, I mean, I accept that for what that was, but it's like, what I hope would they do with Damian? I was hoping they would do is make him the new Red Robin.
That would be a bad idea, because Tim Drake got a new
that would be a bad idea, because it was always Tim's name. Nobody became Red Robin after him, because the Red Robin thing was a tribute to Kent.
Well, to me, I kind of feel here's the reason why I kind of feel like that he should become Red Robin because one, I think like number one, it would be a really cool progression, and two, I think it would be a really interesting direction because they're not going to have Tim become Red Robin anytime
Because he's Robin again now.
He's Robin again, and I feel like
Wait, they already revealed his full name already in the Young Justice?
No, not yet. They still call him Robin. I think in issue.
Yeah, because he's getting a new code name, but they call him Red Robin in the Heroes in Crisis.
Wait, it was? I thought it was Robin in Heroes in Crisis. Huh.
He was Red Robin in Heroes in Crisis.
Oh, I completely forgot about that.
So maybe okay. So you're saying okay, all right. I mean,
but in Justice, he's Robin. But
maybe yet again, it's like
he's still. I think he's still going through a name change, like trying to change his name. It could be Red Robin. It could be Red Robin. It could be who knows what it is.
I did hear a rumor that they may change Superboy's name. It could my boy name, John O'Connor, with word maybe. I didn't want to change John's name, but give Superboy.
Hold on. Tim Drake, look, we got Superboy back. I mean, like we got Connor back. I mean, like I think it's okay to have him get his own little name because.
I want Connor to get a new code name. Like you can have John.
I'm sure Connor would respect Superman's wishes. Like it's my cousin.
Yeah, that's true.
Who's getting a name. It's perfect for him because he is a son of Superman.
Yep.
Even though Connor adopted the Superboy name because he wasn't Superman.
That's true. And John didn't have a Superboy name. He got his name.
I mean, if they do change John's, I'm sure it'll be like unique. It'll be interesting because there's too many supers in the family.
Super dog. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I agree. I mean, another thing I will say about it is like I really hope that once they the one thing I really am looking forward to is I really want to see his interpretation of Superman.
Who? Connor?
John.
John?
John Connor.
Well, he was Superman Beyond in Batman Beyond. Was it the early Batman Beyond or Future Zen?
I did no, when Future Zen, not Future Zen, not Turn. No, it was actually after Future Zen show with Tim Drake again Batman Beyond.
He met Connor. He met John.
Yeah, he met John.
Tim Drake.
Tim Drake Batman Beyond. Yep, that's true.
That would be cool to have a Superman Beyond comic again.
Okay, so you have John because Superman Beyond.
Yeah.
Okay, see that. That'd be awesome. Because I'm not gonna hate Superman Beyond. I'll give up on this. When they show John Superboy becomes Superman Beyond, that made me smile.
The reason why I say, I was going to say the reason why I want him to
become Superman.
See him as Superman, or just see the future of that character, because they're pushing him. They aged him up a bit. I'm like, okay, I really want to see him become his father. And let's just say they kill off the pre-52 Superman. In a replacement, they have where his son takes over. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that would be a really cool, interesting dynamic. But yet again, we'll have to wait and see. I mean, I don't know what else I could say. Heroes of Crisis was a very not that great event, but I hope for the Doomsday Clock does a lot better than I expected it to be, because right now I'm not really all in on like, even though I still I'm not digging the fact of like, oh, we're gonna have
yeah.
So, but yeah, it's what it is. I mean, like, but hey, I'll just say this. Hey, DC, just give me another crossover of the Ninja Turtles of Batman. And have the Robins, please for the love of God, have the Robins fight back. Have the Robins fight.
Shredder.
Not Shredder. The Turtle.
They're already on the third book. They're the final book.
Yeah.
Of the series.
Yeah,
I know, but do more of that stuff, or do more crossover in general.
We did get a Justice League Power Rangers crossover. Okay,
I know they did. I know they did a He-Man versus Thundercats. That wasn't that bad. I heard. I haven't read it. I heard it was good. I know they did a He-Man book.
Injustice. That was awesome.
but that was great. Which I'm still wondering, is that going to be canon or not? Which
I think it's canon.
It's multiverse canon within the Injustice universe.
Yeah, it's multiverse canon.
yeah, but that's the thing. Like, will they put like? Are they going to take place right after the events of after? Like, that's the big thing. Like, Injustice 2 left the open door. Are they going to continue the Batman ending, or are they going to continue the Superman ending? Like, that's the thing. Like, which is the one that are they going to continue? I mean,
They're probably going to do a time skip.
and if they're going to continue,
They'll probably do a time skip at Benson.
That's the only way.
We'll
It's
see.
the only way it will make sense to do a time skip.
Yeah, you're right about that.
yeah. Well,
Because they barely tried to bring the continuity of the last game because we just found out that the main story took place on the Regime Earth, not the other Earth, where Superman never carried Joker.
Yeah, because in the logo, they did show that they're pregnant little Jane who's still pregnant with their son, or maybe with the daughter, and just one comment got weird. Just one comment that all got went off the rails. That two got like it's far better. We had to add because it's story content with the entire prequel comic.
Yeah.
Well, yet again, that is what it is. I'm looking forward to seeing how they're going to do it. I'm after NetherRealm did Mortal Kombat 11. I'm like,
It's
okay,
fun, dude. It's fun.
huh?
It's fun. You know, the DLC is coming out.
Oh yeah. Don't get me started because I might lose my little fandom because when I saw that I was like, thank God we're here. I hate to sound like Han Solo. We're home. We're finally home. Now we can go do the fucking epicness that we've been dying to have the storyline come in. Oh man, I've been waiting for seeing that whole thing coming, but we'll see how things go. I hope for the best for Tom King for his books. I wouldn't like personally. Yet again, I'll say it once. I'll say it again. I think he should do Superman because I think he could do a really good family-friendly book on the main Superman.
Does he already write Superman though for the Walmart story?
Oh yes, he did, but then I got controversial. So I know a trade coming out for that.
I just think it would be really fun. I think it would be really fun and really awesome. But I mean, again, I mean, I agree with you, Ren. I mean, would on Bendis? I mean, granted, I do want him in, but I mean, because it's
I'd rather write Titans.
Actually,
He's already shown he's worthy of writing Teen Titans with Young Justice. He's good with teenage teams.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. He's probably gonna do that. He's probably gonna. But that's another thing. Are they gonna end the Damian Teen Titans book, or are they gonna continue?
I don't know because I'm behind on what's going on.
So I just
Last time
a Terminus contract where
honestly, to me,
died.
Well, to me, I kind of feel like they should because
last time
ever since they changed the lineup, I haven't really.
I don't remember.
Ever since they changed the lineup, I really was not a fan of. I didn't like the fact that great, we have. The only thing I liked was Damien's girlfriend and Red Arrow, and
she was cool.
She's cool.
I like Crush on there. She was interesting.
Crush is awesome. I have Crush
because it paid homage to Slobo when he was with Young Justice. That's why I liked it.
Yeah, but she's great.
I didn't like that one kid who explodes. Yeah, I didn't like him. Wally being on it felt out of place.
Yeah, Wall Express, not Wally.
Yeah, it felt really out of place. Like he didn't belong there. He should have been in like another team.
Yeah, and we have Luke and Jin.
But then again, they have to have a speedster for air team.
That's true. But Joy, he's gone. We know that. Bye.
To me, I really want to see I don't know what they're gonna do with Damien, but I just really want to see if they're gonna have him. Well, that's the whole thing. Like I keep saying, but
I don't want him to have a love interest at all. It doesn't fit. It doesn't fit him.
I
think it doesn't fit him at all because of his personality.
He doesn't have.
Well, John love and James is Cappy. Well, you got Cappy.
Don't get wrong, Cassie. Cassie is
no, not Cappy. No, Cappy. John girlfriend.
Wait, hold on. I mean, is it that character, the Nobody character from the?
No, it's not nobody. It's someone else.
Okay, never mind. I mean, well, to me, I kind of feel like there have been a lot of love interest ish for Damien to be with, and I just feel like why don't we kind of give him something that really he hasn't been with, like something emotions that really that fits him. Like, I thought the whole Nobody character when
Maya, where's it going?
in the solo book, his solo book during the DCU.
Yeah, I do love that.
And it was a really good. I really liked it. They had good chemistry. They were really good friends, and I was really kind of wondering, are they going to be a couple or be like build up to that relationship?
Yeah.
Is this his Catwoman? Yet again, that's just a theory.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah.
Like how I see it, it's just Damien is learning from his brothers, their mistakes.
Yeah, like when Tim Drake, like when Jason, and
The whole pregnancy scare with Dick Grayson, how he told him if Dick got married and became a full-time dad, he would be forgotten because Bruce nearly makes any like contact with him.
Yeah. I do love them in their marriage. I wish that happened.
Because I think Damien deep down inside he knows he's unstable because he was raised with the assassins and then he didn't know his dad for 10 years.
Yeah.
And his dad disappears. And his dad disappeared, during the Return of Bruce Wayne story arc where Dick was Batman. Kind of took an effect on him.
Yep. Not to mention trying to kill him. Wait.
Because I think they were trying just to make Damien a human character because you already see the side of him being a human, which was with the animals.
Yep. Also, Damien had that human self that he met with John, the Superboy.
Yeah, John basically is light.
Yep, he's light to darkness.
Dark is Bruce's light.
Mm-hmm. No, that's how Super Sons are. Super Sons had fun. It's kind of sweet. It was my favorite book all time. When I was a kid, I got pissed off. I'm still waiting that kid. We know what I got in Super Sons. You told me to not to see.
Because I understand. It's like what Edgar already says. It is what it is. We gotta have this. Like look forward to what's gonna happen. I'm waiting for Damien to find out what happened to him.
Same. I'm hoping that happens soon. Like I want that. That's best friend. Like. Another one. I wonder what question. I know it's off topic, but I wonder if John is gonna find out about the prison. If Damien did the prison stuff.
Yeah.
Last stuff.
Which we know it was during those 3 weeks that John was gone.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be real funny. It's like, so let me get this straight. You're in a time loop. You aged a bit. That's gonna be a little bit like, what the hell? What the hell happened, man? I wish that was. He's gonna let's just say he's gonna be Damien, the typical one. He finds out all that.
Yeah. So let me get this straight. You're traveling Earth through the continent for easier life, and I was dealing with the Deathstroke stuff, and you were traveling space.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Well.
It's a cool thing. I mean, like I wouldn't mind seeing that stuff happen, but I'm like, I just like personally for me, I'm dying to see like Tom King on his take like on direction of what he wants to go with his DC books, and also how big role on his direction on the New Gods, because that's going to be really big. Introduce Darkseid. They're going to introduce a lot of stuff.
I want a Mr. Miracle movie based on the comic.
Same. I
would see him wearing the superhero T-shirts like he did in the comic.
Yeah, that would be great. The Mr. Miracle book. I'm not here in the crowd. I will do the Mr. Miracle book was amazing. One of the best things he wrote, besides the Batman book.
Like I mean, like I'm personally looking forward to seeing how. Like I mean, speaking about Darkseid. Do you think this is a competition of them competing towards the Eternals film, or them responding like once they do Eternal?
No.
How come?
Because Eternals is still in pre-production right now, while New Gods they're still writing the script.
Oh, I know about that. Interesting.
Yeah. And Eternals is coming out next year, so yeah.
Yeah, that's true. So new God won't be made.
Especially
in
especially that Keanu Reeves supposedly is in the talks for a role in that movie.
I hope he's the one of the lead characters.
I don't think he will be because he's filming Bill and Ted.
Oh, so it's John Wick Chapter 4.
Yeah, and John Wick Chapter 4 is gonna start filming pretty soon because it's aiming for 2021 release, I think.
I would love to see John Wick Brainiac. That'd be amazing. Actually, John Wick Brainiac would be awesome.
I don't know. Like having become Brainiac would be cool, but I would love to see him become the Silver Surfer or something that's really familiar. Something familiar that would give me excited to see him come back to play that character again.
Yeah.
Because for him, like he could be like the Robert Downey Jr. of Marvel in his career, and he could have a big career on Marvel films. But yet again, it's up to him if he wants to do that stuff. But yet again, I mean, when it comes to Marvel, I only heard, according to Armin, a lot of things I've been hearing is true from his end. So I'm kind of leaning on him, on his sources. But according to him, we're not going to see all of Phase 4. And I'm like, well, that's kind of a bust. I mean, like, that's just disappointing that I'm like, what's the whole point of revealing the whole thing? I really want to see the next 10 or 20 years of the entirety of Phase 4. But yet again,
I think because they're trying to squeeze in stuff that they early are going to get their hands on. I mean, we're going to get Black Widow, we're going to get Shang-Chi, we're going to get Doctor Strange 2, Black Panther 2, and Spider-Man 3, and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Yep.
And they haven't revealed too much what their plans are because they got the rights to, all their characters except for Namor. Namor is like Hulk. They're sharing him. They're going to have to share him.
It was so damn annoying.
If they ever, this is another thing. It's like I like this storyline, but it's like it's gonna be very drastic. If they could do the Defenders War, but it's gonna be drastically different.
Yeah.
Because not everybody was in the Endgame and Infinity War.
Yeah.
They had characters they already had.
And not Defenders because we can't get it more negotiated in the movies.
And just put it even better, it's just like half of the main Marvel cast of the original Avengers are literally gone or either retired or dead because after Endgame, and that's like the whole thing. Like, it just kind of screws that whole thing up. But yet again, you could have the new
Avengers. The same thing was going with DC right now. Like, I saw Aquaman, and I noticed their Recon Justice League on there.
They meant that to be only for one sentence, and then
the sequel Wonder Woman is Wonder Woman 84. It takes place in the 80s.
Yeah.
And in Justice League or Superman, she's been gone for 100 years, which is weird. Like, what the hell?
Also in Shazam as well.
Yeah, in Shazam, and now we're gonna get a Batman movie that's a younger Bruce Wayne, which I don't mind at all because I want a actual Batman movie that's with detective skills, not too much fighting in it, like the old Batman movies and Nolan did and Snyder.
Snyder. I might not hate BBS. I'll give BBS one thing.
Well, to me, I kind of feel like with the whole thing of the Batman films, they would I really want new villains. I don't want to. Granted, it's good to see Penguin. We haven't seen him
since the 90s.
The 90s, or like the 90s era, like on Batman's movies, and it's good to see him there. But see Catwoman, it's like too soon. I mean, it's almost like you feel like you're remaking the Tim Burton's Batman film.
Also, forever too, because they're gonna add the Riddler.
Oh yeah, they'll add Riddler.
But also, they said that's going to be about a dozen villains on there, probably. I'm guessing mobsters and side villains.
It's
supposed to be like they said, a really emotional movie take, like a new R film, but with Batman. They're trying to make it like, I'm guessing like Batman Earth 1 from Jeff Johns, and then Frank Miller's Year One. But they're saying that this Batman movie is already like a Batman developed It would be
So,
like the prototype suit, maybe. Prototype suit Batman where he didn't have the Kevlar in there. It's just spandex.
so kind of zero year did, which Scott's not zero year.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. I'm all for that. I mean,
that'd be interesting. I mean, I don't want to see Dick Grayson come in until maybe the second movie, but since Batman's in his 30s, apparently, Dick should probably already exist. Like he's already 9 or 10 years old.
Yeah, like a teenager kid.
Or a teenager. Like I would buy if it was like a teenager, like age 16, 5 years as Robin or less, kind of lead to a movie. The Nightwing movie is supposedly still kind of there.
Yeah,
he's working on other stuff.
Let's just say it's in development hell, which I'm literally kind of like, okay, yeah, they're reshuffling. They're trying to reshuffling their universe, which is fine, but I can see they're doing what they're known for, like do solo films or just do movies that have self-contained stories.
Yeah, like Birds of Prey. Birds of Prey does connect with everything. And then Suicide Squad 2 coming out, soft reboot. But with some of the events that did happen in the first one, because some of the original actors are coming back, except for Will Smith, because Will Smith's busy with Bad Boys 3 right now.
With
another movie. Yeah.
With that,
I agree.
I might love that shot. I love it. That's after he's having fun. Yeah, I'm not gonna miss out with that shot. He's fine.
We'll see how things go. I mean, I'm looking forward to Rob Pattinson as Batman. I mean, that to me, he's gonna kill it as Bruce Wayne. Batman, I'm like, I just want to see what he looks and also what he acts as Batman, because that's gonna be the big question.
If you watch a movie of his called Cosmopolis, I mentioned it in my podcast that I did with my team. He has the Michael Keaton voice when he does his American accent.
Oh yeah.
Now, if he doesn't use the voice modulator like Ben Affleck did, that'd be great. But I feel like he's gonna make his voice deeper, like how Michael Keaton did. But when Michael Keaton did it, it was kind of like deep but soft. But kind of like a little bit intimidating. I think with Pattinson, he might do the same thing. But it's gonna be more like kind of creepy, because Batman has that creepy vibe.
Yeah,
I hope. I mean, to me, I would like the only and they, like you said, they want to have a very emotional, for the character to go through. It's kind of like character driven type storytelling. I'm like, okay. Yeah. The only time I saw that was Batman Telltale. I finally played that game, and I oh my dear God, that was the emotional Bruce Wayne ever. And I'm like, okay, if they're gonna do
how their Joker is. It reminds me of Joaquin Phoenix's Joker.
Yeah. Like that Joker and Tony's Batman was so.
I'll say this: if what's his face, Joaquin Phoenix, whatever the hell his name is, turns out to be kind of like that, or he kind of goes the crazy Joker, I would be like, dude, go for a crossover movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I could see that. Then it's in the 80s, so we don't know if the. Wait, is it 80s or the Elseworld story? I forget.
Bruce Wayne is in that movie. That little kid that he's giving a smile to at the gate in the trailer, that's Bruce Wayne.
Oh, yeah, it's already the Elseworld story.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
I mean, the only way this Joker can fit is if that's Ben Affleck's.
Yeah.
Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, but we all know Ben Affleck's gone.
But yeah, they wiped that out from existence because he's gone. He's dealing with alcohol problem and
too much money and conflicts of what they like. Warner Brothers, they wanted to have that script done by 2018 and start filming at that time.
He just didn't do it.
Ben Affleck, during the time frame, I think a lot of time, partially he wanted to get drunk, is he wanted to take his time on it.
Yeah,
because look what happened to Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad was written in 6 weeks.
That's a lot of time.
Be a pile of garbage. I hope James Gunn redeemed that. that franchise.
James got to know what he's doing. He actually reads comics. You can see that in the Guardians movie that he reads comics.
Yeah,
He knows what he wants.
He's not buying the 52 right now. He's buying it from the old shit, you know. The
80s run.
The 80s run. Yep. And I'm buying that.
It's a mixture of the new 52, which is not a bad idea.
Yeah.
All I want is them just to have the like, if you want to have a lineup to be like the current runs of the comics, that's fine. But I would just make it rated R, have them fucking kill, have it where it's literally brutal and fucking villain.
Charles Stewart's got how to pay without brutal.
Yeah, I mean, and have them where it's a Black Ops team. They don't face any super villains or any super villains yet. Like, I would build up to that point where they face like something like General Zod.
I see what they're probably going to do is like a military style kind of movie.
Yeah.
But with a team of villains that have certain skills that match. I mean, we're going to get Boomerang back. He's coming back. Harley Quinn, of course. Rick Flag and Amanda Waller back. There's no word of the actress for Katana yet.
Which obviously gonna come back. I think she'll probably do something.
She was good. It's just I wish she had more scenes.
Yeah, she was good. I agree.
Katana.
Katana.
Oh hell yes! Just please, so God, bring her back.
I know Amanda Waller. I know she's coming back, and
what's her name? Who is Huntress in the Birds of Prey movie? Mentioned that Will Smith still is under contract with Warner Brothers and is still Deadshot because her character is for a government agency that has to be keeping an eye out on Deadshot. So I'm thinking she's part of Argus.
Argus.
I'm hoping that it leads to her going to Spiral. That'd be interesting.
Yeah. If they do Spiral, but then Young Judge is not doing Spiral at all. Actually, Young Judge didn't hit Spiral with the Spiral tech in that show, but we'll see.
Granted, we'll see how things go. I mean, honestly, I really just want a rated R fucking Suicide Squad.
I want a Doomsday Clock animated movie.
Same. Oh, I want Super Set animated movie. Give me a Super Set animated movie animated series. I'll be so. Well, give me Doomsday Clock. Okay.
Oh no! If you want animated films, okay. Here's the I want. I would please, the love of God, please do the Button. Oh God, it'll be like a sequel.
That might be part of. They could actually easily connect that with the Doomsday Clock.
Yeah.
Make that the first act, and then move towards Doomsday Clock, like how they did with the Killing Joke, where they add the footage of what Batgirl was doing the entire time before she got shot.
That's true. That's true. I mean, but yet again, I would just split it into two films. I mean, that's just.
Never seen much in two films. Never seen latest man.
That's like kind of build like the Button and have where they go back, and to me, I think that would be a really not only cool callback to the Flashpoint film, but it would be like kind of like its own trilogy. You know what I mean? But yet again, that's just me.
As soon as I heard the play, did hit the Flashpoint. They did show Flashpoint in that movie.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and you know they've been doing really well in the anime films. Like the Bad Boy. Me and Rin talked about this. Like the whole Batwoman thing.
Batman Bad Blood.
Yeah. On the whole Batwoman show that's coming out later this year, we've been thinking like, okay, if they're going to introduce Batman, they better introduce him next season. I personally feel like if they don't, they're screwed. They're not going to have that opportunity. You know what I mean?
I think season 2 though is going to take place after the Crisis of Infinite Earth. Because the whole first season right now is pretty much before the Elseworlds crossover.
I mean, her own story about how she went about. The way they explained this show confused me because you're telling me that way.
I mean, like the one thing that makes no sense is like, why would Batman leave Gotham City?
That's true.
That's something really.
But if you think, either movie wise or comic wise, you can say he got kidnapped by the assassins because he didn't remember what the last thing he did. He was recovered by the heretic.
Yeah,
so they could do it that way. They could do it that way. That he was kidnapped, and then they say that he's on vacation.
True.
They could do it that way.
As far as Batwoman is concerned, I hope it's good. That's all I want at this point. Because the trailer itself was. What's your opinion on the trailer?
I don't like how they're trying to make it like politically correct with women rights and all that. You know how
Yeah,
they
I
do.
agree with that.
Like Supergirl was perfect because it's Supergirl, but with Batwoman's like, okay, we get it. You're a woman. You want to do, be at the top. Be show that they can lead and do things on their own. But the thing is, don't overthrow it to where your ratings are gonna go down, like what happened to Supergirl.
Yeah, they're gonna go to the toilet with
Like I like the casting. I like the costume.
Captain's great.
It's just
we can talk
It
about
just-
Supergirl.
no, Batwoman. It just threw me off when she said, that Batman got credited. She got offended. I was like, okay, you're doing the whole how the internet reacts towards certain things. Don't overdo that because that's how you can lose audience. Yeah, you gain the audience that support that, but you lose people that are actually fans of Batwoman who actually read the comics and actually enjoyed that. She got her anime debut in Bad Blood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you ruin her, you're just gonna piss off a lot of fans.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I like the character. I think she's a really interesting character. But if you ruin her like you did with freaking Arrow and freaking Supergirl, yeah, or even Batman. That's the thing. If they ever introduce Batman, yeah, I'll say we're out. We're not gonna come back.
Fantasy is interesting, but the finale was.
And then yet again, this is why I prefer the like what the fuck DC app. The DC shows from DC app.
Yeah.
I mean, you say what you want on Titans. I really don't. The Titans show. I'm gonna ask you something. Did you really feel like they didn't have a good opportunity to develop the team dynamic?
I think so.
They kind of did it because it was like a last minute team up thing. Like, which is super new. I don't want to see a repeat that we saw in comics. It's like how they randomly join up in Teen Titans Judah's contract. Starfire came nowhere. They have to save her. They already did that in the cartoon. I don't want to see that again. I don't want to see how they performed in the comics, but I like how it's revolved around Raven. They all had to protect her. Like, the team was but you know what? It's good because we never had a good Robin at all live. This is the first Robin that was perfect live compared to Chris O'Donnell.
Yeah, I agree that. Like,
here's what I found out. CW a few years ago during the Smallville era, we were supposed to have a Flying Grayson show.
What? I didn't know.
Yeah, I remember that. Also, there was even a Raven show in development.
That was after the Flying Grayson was canceled. Then they canceled the Raven show because CW was Warner Brothers at the time, WB. They rejected that idea because it was too dark. It wasn't ready. Like, if they could do it right now, because people like Supernatural and they like Constantine, they like the Orphan Black series, they like Umbrella Academy. It would have worked out to release a Raven show.
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool. But I mean, yet again, they didn't do it, and that Raven show. God, it felt like everything I could have asked for. I mean, granted, I mean, we'll see how things go. Huh?
Doom Patrol is pretty good.
Oh yeah,
Awesome.
I saw the majority of the episodes. Really great show. Saw Swamp Thing. Jesus,
The whole show.
that was so good.
Yeah. I thought it was okay. I didn't choose them in that. But Young Justice. Oh, that show was amazing. I can't wait for second half of Young Justice.
Oh yeah, you're just jizzing yourself because you got the show back. Hey, where's my girl show? Yeah, we'll see how things go. But anyway, I think we should end this for now.
Should we end it?
Yeah.
Oh, I know. Thank you for joining the quiet discussion. Hoping to do a couple of you and this actually went over YouTube. It wasn't that shit. You know, YouTube. I'm gonna where we find you.
You can find me on Twitter at Gothic Churro. You can find me on the Maximum Nerdum YouTube page, which is actually going through a name change, which is Nerdum Beyond.
Yep, and you can follow my Twitter. My screen up for Twitter, or you can follow me, or Google is that now. You can follow me on Discord, also follow me on Stardust and Twitch. You can join my here to guys the next gun on something. Like I'm hoping YouTube gets the shit together. YouTube acting weird. And we put out radio and see you next time. See ya.